Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real metaphysical and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. This week, I'd like to discuss something I've been playing around with in my own personal practice, right? Now, I'll be honest, I don't think I am the first person to think of this or try this. It seems too simple. However, at the same time, I have never heard of anyone doing this. And what we're going to talk about, like I've been around these things for a while, and I'm not even going to lie to you. I usually roll my eyes and snicker at them. And I've never considered them as anything that I would actually have in my house for so many years until I at random bought one. Okay. And then that just went down a spiraling cliff into wait, could I do this? What about this? What about this? And that led to where we are today. Okay. And what we're going to be talking about is a methodology, a medium. And when I say a medium, if you think about it like your scrying mirror, your scrying medium is the mirror, right? And when we're talking about evocation, if you're doing astral evocation, your medium is that mirror, right? And scrying mirrors can be tricky for some people to get a hold of. A lot of people love fire scrying. Well, or they even use the flame like you would use a mirror for astral evocation, in which case the flame is your medium. And a lot of places you can't have an open flame, right? Okay. I have actually found a really cool medium for both evocation and scrying. And here's another one. Unlike the mirror, you could even use this for full evocation. All right. In the evocation course, one of the things we talked about for full evocation mediums is like campfire smoke, or if you could find it, like one of my favorites is like dense fog, like super thick fog where the fog's all around you because it gives something for that ether to bind to, right? Um, I do know someone who tried to use a fog machine. They got a little choked up during the ritual, but there could be potentially some deals there. But my personal favorite was always like a waterfall. If you've ever seen a waterfall early morning or at dusk with the mist kicking up, it's a gorgeous sight, and it creates a great medium for evocation and even scrying. But you can't really just pack your waterfall up and move home, take it home with you, and you can't kick up that much mist very easy. So that's what I mean when I say evocation medium or a scrying medium, right? Obviously, you don't need it for contact evocation, but you could use it for astral evocation. And you can actually use this for full evocation as a medium. A lot of people use incense smoke, okay? Incense smoke as an evocation medium, it has its own problems. Smoke detectors. That's honestly the reason I hate it. We move a lot, and every time we move, like it's find the smoke detectors, right? Um, I hate when smoke detectors go off. They're annoying, they're pain in the rear, and they can really throw you out of the ritual zone when they do. And everywhere we move, the whole house is wired. So when one goes off, the whole house goes off. They're not individual, they're on a network system anymore, which is a pain. Okay. But let's get into this. So, what I have actually found, and let's see if I can get this thing. Has anyone ever seen essential oil diffusers? The ones that use water, like this one. Seriously, check this out. That will create, I think I got that, yeah, on camera. You can see that. That will actually create enough of a mist or a vapor, just like your incense smoke, more reliable than incense smoke in this one's case, actually. This one I got on Amazon. It actually kind of looks like a little fire. I don't know if that's coming on through in the camera, the little fire cauldron looking look. But in without low light, like even here in the office while I'm filming, this is visible. This is easy to see, even from a distance. Like if it's all the way across the room, I can still see this vapor perfectly. That's not an issue. So that makes this really easy. There's no actual flame, there's no actual smoke. I have ran this thing for 10 hours straight with no issues, so I don't have to worry about it going out on me. This is the second one I bought. When I said I bought one at random, I bought one of those generic ones from Walmart. It looks like a teardrop almost, like a long Hershey Kisses. I don't know. It's a weird shape. Um, but I never like when I bought it, I was not thinking evocation or scrying. But just like you can use the vapor or smoke from incense or even the glow of a fire, because I don't know if that'll come through. I know the smoke will come through, or I don't know, the vapor, because it's not technically smoke. Like this has a color to it. So that almost like duplicates fire scrying. I'm not showing my hand really easy if I get there you go. Yeah. So it can even duplicate, like if you're used to fire scrying, it can help with that as well, which I've enjoyed. Now, the reason I got the original one, it was a random thought because some of you know I started making my own beard oil, right? Because I found some essential oils that have scents that I like. Most perfumes and stuff I don't really like, so I've pretty much ignored essential oils my whole life because I just don't like the way they smell. And when I started making my own beard oil, I found essential oils that are like cedar, sweet tobacco, old books, leather, even a coffee one, right? So I found like a masculine line of essential oils. And I was using that to make my beard oil, and I was liking that. And it occurred to me that these things supposedly get essential oil into the air, make your home smell good. That's kind of why a lot of people use them. And I just realized that for the first time in my life, I actually had essential oils that I like the smell of. And I can never find candles or anything that I like, except like I do like evergreen or pine, but those are only available during Christmas, really. And then I buy them on clearance. So I decided to get that cheap one and try it out. And my wife and me both liked it. So yeah, I've been using that in the main room of the house. And that's when my brain kicked over looking at that little pillar of vapor coming out of that one, because that one creates more of a solid pillar vapor thing, as this one creates more like a fog looking one, to start testing this. And I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing because first off, not only can you get easy vapors to utilize for your evocation practice or your scrying practice. Now, for scrying, if you are starting with scrying and you're not used to using smoke or something, you're going to want to lower the lights. You really are. But that's okay because I like to do most of my work in low light anyways if I can. And what I like about this particular one, there is enough light coming off this. Like I don't even need additional candles. I can just turn this on. I got my vapor, I got my ritual light, everything. It's all built into one little thing. And I think this cost me $15. That's a hell of a deal. But you can also get dragon's blood essential oil. And those of you who actually use essential oils more, you know you can get a lot of them. So you could actually match the essential oil that you're putting into the device with the ritual that you're doing if you so wish to do so. I've been using a lot of dragon's blood in it. I got some dragon's blood essential oil just for that reason, but I've also found these other ones work well too, for different things. So it's been fascinating for me. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to use here in the community, but this is one of those things like I'm always looking for a nice way, a practical way to do these rituals, right? Now, a lot of people who use incense, they know that cones, which are my go-to, I like them. They're not overly smoky. They don't set off smoke detectors most of the time, unless it's a really small room. But they also give a very, very, very small line of smoke, right? For the good plume of smoke, you usually have to use the self-lighting charcoal and then like dump like a bunch of dry incense on that to get it to plume, and it plumes very quickly. And well, your smoke detectors are going off. Anyone who's ever dumped it on there, you know what I'm talking about. Unless you disconnect all your smoke detectors. So I'm always tinkering with things, and I could not help it. I actually kind of giggled and laughed at myself when I thought about it, but I couldn't get the idea into my head for 30 days. And I've been using this now for, let's say, a month or two ish. And it's worked amazingly. It absolutely has. Now, some of these will only run for 4 to 5, 6 hours, is what I've been told. This one, it's like a 10 or 12 hour runtime on it. It's redonkulous. I don't think you would need any kind of runtime like that. But I've not seen one that its runtime is too short for, we'll say, arcane uses. And I can actually get multiple rituals out of this too. Like if I put dragon's blood in here, because that is my go-to incense, it works with every ritual I do, really. I can get multiple uses throughout the week and not even have to worry about it. This fills with water. That's all that's in here is water. Currently, that's all I put in here for the video. Um, and this, like I said, it'll run for, if I turn it on and just leave it, runs for at least 10 or 12 hours. But it only takes 5 to 10 drops of dragon's blood oil. And this whole room, well, actually, the whole back of the house, the office, and everything smells like dragon's blood. And if I'm moving through the hallway, the whole house ends up smelling like dragon's blood. It will carry. So a little bit goes a very long way, which makes it extremely affordable. Also, because I got a whole little box of essential oils here. This right here cost me about 10 or 15 bucks, right? So if you figure each of these bottles, where's one? So this one is not even remotely, it's still here. Okay, it's still here. And I've used this one a lot. This one's actually coffee. Go fig, right? But it's still here. And I've used this one a lot. So these little bottles go a really, really long way. This bottle will last me longer than an entire box of the incense that I buy in bulk. And this whole box is cheaper than that bulk box of incense. So there's also the economic side here. And for those who don't know, I'm a cheapskate. I've made the joke that Scrooge McDuck is my spirit animal. So I'm always looking for something economical, but this is economical and practical. Because if you are in the military and you can't have open flames, you can have this. If you're in a dorm room and can't have an open flame as a student, you can have this. Right? I honestly can't think of any place where you couldn't have this, whether it's a dorm room or military or something like that. I mean, okay, if you're in the Navy and you're actually on an aircraft carrier or a small boy or something like that, yeah, due to just sheer space restrictions, that'd be different. Also, you kind of need to find a place to plug it up. So that might be a case, but normal day-to-day life, this would still be very, very practical. Okay. And I've honestly been getting great results out of it. Okay. We've gone over how I got here, why I've been testing it, but I did not expect the results to be as good as they are. Honestly, I get far better results out of this larger column of mist than I do my incense cones. I do. I've been getting far better results because you do have that larger area. It's very similar to the large plume if you're doing evocation or trying to scry into a large plume of smoke. And it also it honestly, when I turn down the lights, it gives me that perfect lighting. And I'm not trying to fight with it, redirecting or anything and bouncing around. And for those who have light sensitivities like me, I have epilepsy. So I got to be a little careful where I position my candles sometimes. If the lighting's just right, it gets wonky. I don't have that issue with this because the light is down here. It's all the light. This, if it's dark enough, the smoke itself actually looks like the same color as the light that's turned on here. And there's a way to change the color. I just don't remember how. But it only turns like one other color, I think. But and I like the fire look. So, but I have found that it works just as good, if not better, than the incense. And honestly, after the month, I think it works better. And for scrying, I find it does a really great job for scrying as well. Now, the scrying one, interestingly enough, I think it's on par with my mirror. I don't think it's better because they both have a pro and con there, right? They do have a bit of pro and con for just scrying in itself. And honestly, for this one to work for good scrying to meet my mirror, it does need to be darker in the room. For me, you might be different. Try that out because I do like with this, the room needs to be darker. Like right now, as bright as it is in this room, I could get it to work, but it wouldn't work as easily as my mirror. So something as bright as this, I'd probably gravitate toward my mirror. But like I said, I mean, this works amazing. So I don't know if anybody's tried anything like this, but if you have and you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, let me know because I know I cannot be the first person to think of this. There is no way, but I've also never heard of it. And one of the biggest questions I get from people in the evocation course is about scrying mediums and evocation mediums that they can use that don't require fire, that don't require smoke, that's going to set off the alarms. Because there's some people they can't even use incense cones, right? You can't even light an incense cone like in a military barracks or in a dorm room. You can't even light incense cones. So this would work. And this is very small, very compact, right? You could toss this in a backpack if you wanted. All right. And again, you could play around with the essential oils so you can really tweak it to your liking. I'm not going to say I'm going to become an essential oil guy. I'm not going to say that. But when it comes to just at least having something to make my office smell good, that's reliable to find, I like it. This one here is actually sweet tobacco. This one probably has become my favorite, that and the cedar. So yeah. I'm sorry, it's a little weird because I love doing research and I love trying new things, like I said. And I think a lot of times people forget that I love to share those because I try to talk about very specific teaching topics. But when it comes to evocation and scrying, I love different mediums. And this one, I gotta admit, like, it's actually one of the best ones I've found in years. And the irony is, like, these are little devices. I've seen them at Walmart and flea markets and everything, and I always rolled my eyes at them foolishly. I was wrong to do so. I should have thought more about them. But I don't like all the people I know who are really deep into the essential oil healing concepts and even using them for magical uses. No one's ever mentioned the use for something like this in evocation or scrying. And as much as like I say, I can't be the first one, but it's definitely a great thing. I'm going to keep playing with this. I'm actually probably for the rest of 2026 going to make this my primary scrying vessel and astral evocation vessel because I got a lot of path working and stuff I want to do personally. And I'm going to try and use this as my main whenever, as long as humanly possible, because I really want to get a lot more work on it, a lot more data. I have absolutely been loving this. If anyone tries it, I would love to hear from you, right? I would absolutely love to hear from you if you try it. I have tried the other one in the that is in the main living room, the first one I got, that solid pillar. I actually found the solid pillar does work well as long as the lights are down. It's a bit tighter of a pillar where this one kind of wafts out. It stays tight until it gets real high. So I either have to turn the lights down or I have to position it so the top of the pillar, when it gets to the top and plumes out, that's where my focus is. If I focus on that higher point, it does really well. And I actually got to say, um, even in the lower light when I light the candles, since it's so high up, it's one of those things where I'm not even looking at the candles. The candles are down here, giving me that nice ritual light I want, but I'm looking up above them because that plume, and that in and of itself also has been a big benefit for me. So I've had really great results with both of them. This one, it's already self-lit, so it's my go-to. Everything's compact. Like I could just set this in my work area, reach over, turn that sucker on, and rock and roll with it. Okay, and as far as electronics, you all know I will kill electronics left and right. I have bad luck with them. I've been running this thing crazily for at least a month and a half, and it hasn't even missed a beat. It hasn't given me one issue, no problems. And honestly, it's a simple system. It's pretty much plug and play. Like you plug it in, you push a button. So it's not like, the computers or smartwatches or phones that I kill. It's nothing like that. So I think this would be pretty durable long run too, personally speaking. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go jump. We're recording this live with our community. For those of you on YouTube or Rumble, if you want to see topics like this and the discussions early, join the community because that's where that we always record them there live in front of the community. And then of course afterwards, which is what we're about to do, we go into a live Q&A where they can ask questions about the topic and whatever questions they want to bring after that. So if you want to get early access to any of our video content, be sure to join the Working Dragon Mystic community. You will find links below. And you'll see things weeks ahead of time, absolutely weeks ahead of time. All right. Till next time, everybody, I'm Drake. Thank you for listening to me about my little experiment I've been playing with. And I actually do hope you give it a try. And when you try it, let me know your feedback. Let me know how it worked for you, because I think that's one of the biggest things missing in the occult today. We do not share our ideals and we do not get enough feedback from each other to help tweak and make adjustments to further the practice. So I'd love to hear y'all's feedback. All right. Till next time, I'm Drake. Take care. Bye bye.